Okay, Franz, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
But doing good, you said it's in the tone of what we are trying to do today. It's companies doing good forum. Thank you for taking time, despite everything. And I'll just step into it. So Pandora, we know it. I mean, I know it through my kid Nadia, 17, to her friend Sophie, and to Sophie's sister. They all know it, so we parents also know the jewelry company. What's your position in this global entity?
Exactly. So we do bring people's loves to our consumers, and it's super happy. I'm super happy to hear that it's well-known brand also back home in Macedonia. What I do, it's a bit in the background to actually enable that the jewelry reaches the places and the customers that we have around the globe. So basically, I'm leading a global, we call it Global Fulfillment and Delivery Transformation team, who's responsible for implementing and operating the warehouse management system and the transformation management system in our global distribution centers, which systems that enable us to ship all the products around the globe. And we have four main distribution centers, one in Hamburg, in Germany, one in Bangkok, in Thailand, another one in the US, and the last one in the UK.
Sounds like global.
It is.
Like anything less. So if I understood you well, you are leading a team that runs those centers, right? Would you say that your team is diverse?
Definitely. The team that I have, I would definitely describe it as very diverse. And Pandora as a company is a very, very diverse. I work in the global office in Copenhagen, and we have a lot of nationalities here. And just my team, which is consisting of 7 team members right now. I have 2 Danish members. I have Italian. I have Icelandic. I will soon be having an Argentinian member, and then myself coming from Macedonia. So I would call that quite diverse from a nationality perspective, but then also when it comes to age, is also in that perspective quite diverse. I have more senior and more experienced people, but also more junior and less experienced. And then lately, I have been also having the pleasure of having a person that very openly said that has neurodivergent aspect to her personality, and I'm super happy to have this person in the team as well.
What does it bring to you? Like, for example, when you say younger people, what do they bring, and what the gray-beard people, who I believe are more pragmatic, I don't know, more traditional, how they fit into Pandora?
Very good question. It's both of them have their own, of course, good and maybe not so good sides, but then combined together is what for me makes the great blend and the success of the team. The younger will normally be the ones that bring all the creativity, the passion, the energy. Normally they will be also less risk averse, and they'll just go for the ideas and pushing forward. Whereas then the more senior, let's say employees will be the ones that will be more pragmatic. They will be more attentive to the risks, and not in a bad way, but just being able to foresee what can come and then help me to actually proactively manage risks in the team and in the work that we're doing.
I imagine when you say Italian, and if you say young Italian, it could be energy all over the place. This is my bias, according to that. But then you as a leader should be able to enable that. How do you do that?
We focus on the individual and their needs, their expectations, and then try to guide and coach the person based on that. So it's not like one size fits all, but it's really the individualized approach. And that's something that I have been getting a positive feedback also as a leader, that supporting that helps them to feel valued and seen as a person, but then also helps them to come together as a team, because they know they are recognized for their individual preferences, needs, aspirations, and so on.
What does that do to you as a leader? You must have internal talks? What's the capacity that you have in yourself that enables that? What do you look inside of you? Look at inside.
I always look for the opportunity, right? On how to bring the best of both worlds, so that we perform as a team together. And for me, that's one of the values that I have as in the team, being together and supporting each other. And that's where I find the energy from as well.
I would expect you to say good things about you, but how Pandora knows that you are on
that's actually, that's a super good question, because it's not only how I perceive my employees and how I support, how I coach them, but it's also how they see me as a leader. And of course, having a one-to-one, regular one-to-ones and regular feedback from them is super important for me as a leader. But we have also a system that actually enables us on a regular basis to get feedback from our employees, and that's happening biannually. We call what's termed as a employee listening survey. And in that employee listening survey, we will be then assessed, and I don't necessarily take it as an assessment, it's an evaluation, it's a feedback that we get from our employees on several parameters.
The most important, three? Like, what do you collect?
Yeah, so the first one is that we want to know how engaged our employees are in Pandora, and that's the first one. Second one is diversity and inclusion, and then third is where we measure our leadership effectiveness.
Mm-hmm. When you say how they are in Pandora, it means how they feel, how is their sense of
exactly. I can perhaps quote one of the questions that is being asked in this survey, if we take, for example, on the diversity inclusion, there we have several kind of sub-drivers, we call them, which is inclusiveness, belonging, feeling valued. And then on the inclusiveness question, then the question or the statement is that at Pandora, people of all backgrounds are accepted for who they are. Or for the belonging, the statement is, I feel a sense of belonging at Pandora. And then we need to assess from 1 to 10 on where we are.
Where you are.
And then that brings a lot of inputs on what are the areas that we need to improve.
I mentioned when you look at it, you know where to fix the things that maybe you are the source of as a leader, right?
Exactly. Definitely. And that can be in the engagement area. It can be also in the diversity and inclusion, and it can be in the leadership effectiveness, where I'm then measured as a leader on, or given feedback as a leader on how I can improve in terms of giving feedback, in coaching, in setting expectations, clear goals, and supporting the well-being of the employee, work-life balance.
I'll just ask for Pandora, what's the program where all of this curiosity comes from? Is it within the team's productivity, or is the team productivity just the consequence of some bigger intention that Pandora may have?
Yeah, definitely, it's part of our bigger strategy. Our strategy is called Phoenix, and there the sustainability part is, as you can imagine, for a lot of companies, a very big agenda. But sustainability not in a sense only of green energy and recycle gold and silver, which are super important for Pandora, but it's also the social aspect on how we treat our people. And that's where Pandora is putting a lot of focus, that as a company, we are committed to nurture an inclusive work environment where every employee feels valued, because then we believe that will lead to innovation, creativity, and collaboration. And these are statements we are making towards the market and our investors.
That's the promise, actually.
Exactly.
Great. Thank you very much, Rosie. We are so proud that we have people from Balkans leading global teams in the corporations that we all know. Thank you very much for taking time to be with us. Anyways, despite of everything, so now run to your team and say hello.
Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you. Bye.